Well, missed the shot. You really need to hit. Oh, God, the building goes. There goes any MG or anything you had in there. Oh, man, I'm sorry, man. You tried. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 here bringing another CH2 replay. This is a 3v3 on Rezhev Winter, submitted by a fan, and if you would like to submit it, like a gentleman in here that I will reveal at the very end because you guys don't want to be spoiled on it, submit it to greyshotproductions at gmail.com. Submit your best moments and your best replays. Replays are full replays for awesome entire like 50-minute sections. Moments are like, there was an amazing 30-second to 5-minute action, and I want to highlight that, but the rest of the replay was kind of bad. Or maybe had an AI or something, I don't know. But note that my replays, I don't do AI, and I make sure that they try to be interesting or unique in some capacity. So, you know, make sure you submit those to greyshotproductions at gmail.com. Let's see who's in this game, shall we? We got Ghostly Shadow, Shlomo, Ocean Mon, Silly Snowy, Corey, and Evil Tribble. Evil Tribble. I feel like that's an Evil Dead knockoff that's in like a Turkish film. Evil Tribble. No. Oh my god. No, I'm thinking of no. You know what? For a second there, I'm like, no, wait, that's Swedish, and I'm like, wait, no. It sounds like a knockoff film that you find, and it's just like, okay, this is bootlegged from another country, and this makes absolutely no sense. My favorite one that apparently I saw was, apparently there was a Batman movie, or is in a Spider-Man movie made in another country that literally had them in the title and didn't feature them at all, and had apparently the superheroes go to a strip club. Brandon Tenold's cult movie reviews are always great. But in any case, we have Allied forces kind of pushing on their point, but the Germans have beat them. The Stern Pioneers and Volk squads are pushing on in an attempt to hold back the Allies. If they can get that additional fuel, the Axis will be in a way better position for early game. They can deploy armor a lot quicker, they can be in a better state. But that being said, it just depends on how long they hold the resources, because right now I see on the far left, the Allies are trying to push. I don't know how effective that push is going to be. Stern Pioneers moving on in, but no cover, and they're, again, Riflemen do pretty damn well against Sturms without out of cover. Those Sturms will do a decent damage themselves at closer ranges. We do have a sniper, though, providing supportive fire. Not a bad idea against the Americans. It's a good idea. It's a great idea against the British, and it's an amazing idea. Oh, sorry, it's a terrible idea against the Soviet. The reason is, the more men they have in their squads, the less effective the sniper is, because you go from killing 25% of a squad to killing like 16% of a squad. So again, it does add up over time for knocking stuff out, and it takes more time for the sniper to do its job. It's so good, but like, god, against the Soviet hordes, it's just like you keep shooting them and it's just annoying. This guy's doing the age-old thing of let's build heavy cover and barbed wire to have cover for ourselves but nothing for the enemy, and it's not a bad spot. My only concern is if you're gonna use that cover into holding the point, wouldn't it make a little more sense for it to move it here so that way you have troops that can capture the actual point? Because right now that defensive line is outside the point, so if you have troops here, they're not going to capture the point. So you're essentially holding, the enemy could be like right here just outside of that range. You move up and then they fire at you. You know what I'm saying? It would make a lot more sense to capture the point if that heavy cover was there, so your troops are safely capturing it while the enemy has to charge through a little cover. This, I'm assuming you've just built as like a stepping stone. This is a lot more like, okay, it's going to take a little while, then go. Where this is like, okay, now, alright, you see, just go over the cover. No, it's fine, just go over it. You'll be fine, I promise. Meanwhile, we have Corey with Soviet shock army, so a lot of infantry focused on artillery. Silly Snowy with, oh god, are we doing artillery focused? Okay, Evil Tribble didn't. Evil Tribble went ISU 152, so good long range for mid. A lot of conscripts though. I'm curious on that. I don't know. I feel like more conscripts would have been better with Corey, and Corey went with more MGs, so I don't know. Meanwhile, the double MGs are holding back the Axis in mid, at least decently well. The sniper trying to pick off shots, but it's taken a decent while to really bring down those squads. engineer squad coming in to stop that sniper, but that's going to be it. Even though that doesn't seem like, oh, he didn't kill the sniper. The sniper was the thing killing these guys, and with it gone, they can't hope to kill that stuff. Meanwhile, Rifleman once again pushing right. There's nothing over here. Ghostly Shadow should be focusing there, but I think he was kind of focusing more in mid, and that is going to cost because we see American forces flanking Shlomo's forces. He's going to throw an incendiary grenade. Kind of missed it. MG is going to suppress, though, the squad. We do have additional Soviet forces moving into mid. Curious to see how things go on. We have a German assault on right. He has minesweepers. Now he's getting them off. Conscripts, though, on standby. He needs to gain cover. He's not really. He's trying to kill that MG. Kubo's falling on back. MG redeploying. Actually, no, falling back, so at least he did his job at stopping them. But he's not going to be able to advance anymore. There's a unit over here. Okay, so this could be very good or very bad. Alright, so we have mines being placed here and stuff like that. So, obviously, they're putting down defenses. And looks like even demo charges, as we can see right here, to blow everything up. The thing is, right around the corner is a Verkenwerfer hiding in the distance. So, I think he may see this. I'm assuming he can spot the demo. Hold on, let me double check Fog of War. Alright, so after a quick bug splat. Okay, so we can't see the demo, but yeah. Oh my god, he's so lucky that isn't being detected. He is so freaking lucky. But that is amazing, the fact that they're right next to each other. And he's like, there's literally an engineer squad over there. No, less than that, sorry, over here. There's just like, we'll wait for the enemy. It's like, Commander, how long do you think the enemy will take to get to us? The enemy is always wily. They're never too far. And literally the Germans are like, well, that's rude. We're just waiting right here, waiting for an ambush. That's not very nice. Jesus Christ. And they built heavy cover here, not cover, but barbed wire to stop them from using the heavy cover. Oh my god, this is hilarious. So he knows that the enemy's placing mines and stuff here, or he should. If this doesn't come back in a decent way, I'm going to be very mad. I'm going to be very mad indeed. Anyway, good news is the Germans did seem to take back their left-hand side. There is a captain over here, though I can't imagine it's going to hold off against these guys with the MG42, the sniper providing supportive fire. It's like, yeah, there's no way. Also, sniper is great for killing stuff in buildings. We have an AA half-track coming in, which could be a big issue. He does have a pack gun. It is, again, I recommend having a minimum of one AT gun before the 10-minute mark, so any light armor you can deal with. Though, against this, it's not a tank, so armor-piercing rounds would do very well. But the problem is, also Panzerfaust, problem is AA gun went around the MG. Luckily, the pack gun is like, cool, we'll deal with it. Now its main gun's gone, and it's like, maybe we should escape. Yeah, you're not escaping anytime soon. Infantry, though, coming in to take out the AT gun. If it would have came simultaneously with the AT gun, it would have been a different story. But no, they had to wait. It's like, if you don't, I highly recommend doing research on World War II for all the battles, but the Battle of Finland was especially interesting because of the fact that the Soviets would send their armor and then they would wait for the infantry to catch up. The problem was the Finnish were like, ignore the tanks, keep shooting the men over the ice or like on the fields, and would murder thousands of Soviet forces before like the tanks were like, they're not coming. All right, we should probably get out of here. And the Finnish, of course, would be like, there's a random tank over there by itself. Can you get on that thing and take it out? And that they stole and decrewed and destroyed multiple, you know, T-70s and whatnot from doing just that. Unfortunately, the bigger tanks were a harder thing to deal with, but, you know, they tried. Artillery is raining down pretty effectively. A gun, what was it called? Half-track moving on in to scare them off. Again, that was a big Soviet allied push that kind of went nowhere. Let's see, we have actually a dead MG right there, so that's pretty good. Artillery just raining down, breaking the ice. Oh, how bad would it be if your tank was right there and you got sucked through the ice? It's like, god dang it. Meanwhile, Volk squads are in a little bit of a firefight with conscripts. Conscripts should win that. I might actually get a kill on that Volk squad, honestly. But it looks like they're not focusing on that. It looks like they're focusing on the other Volk squad that's still alive, which makes sense. Again, priorities. Oh, God. Yeah, retreat that. Run! MG's being placed down, placed down to help suppress. Stern Pioneer very close to death. Half track being wasted by a push once again with no infantry support. So Shlomo, I will kind of, yeah, I'm gonna kind of criticize you on that one. But again, always send stuff in supported and well. Like if things are going hazy, get the hell out of there. Don't send it in like literally in the middle of the enemy forces, because things might not go very well. Anyway, luckily Shlomo does have a good infantry force, so he's gonna try to push in with his Sturms and Volks while supported by all of his artillery. Meanwhile, again, we have Ghostly, which I'm assuming is being very supportive. He has a lot of stuff, but it's all like one of everything, not really like a defined army of sorts. Like, he doesn't exactly have a great fighting force to like push forward. Meanwhile, we have Panzer headquarters going down here. What are the allies? Oh, we've seen all the allies' doctrines, but what about the Axis? Axis have gone 2 fortifications. Are you kidding me? Ugh! Why? Why must every game on Red Chef Winter devolve into an artillery slugfest? Oh boy. Sure, why not? Look, I'm nothing against these guys. It's just like, I just hope for something else, like else in artillery. But with the amount of artillery, both the allies and Axis have gone. I'm not picking on one side. Both sides have gotten artillery of some magnitude. Also, this MG bunker, not a good idea. It's going to be an MG bunker. Yeah, there we go. Because it's so close to the front. We know the allies have a ton of artillery. This guy has heavy mortars. We have Katyushas, mortar half-tracks, normal mortars. The allies are just... They're just doing artillery focus without even going through their doctrines, for the most part. Mortar half-track is something, but... You get my point. They have a lot of mortars and whatnot. Oh god, good artillery, by the way. A lot of damage versus Shlomo. But that MG bunker, I don't think it's going to last very long. I'm being 100% honest. I think it's probably going to bite it pretty damn quick. Anyway, good artillery, though, across the board. Did a lot of damage to Shlomo, and he has no manpower. Ghostly does, but we're seeing no caches, but the allies do have caches, and they're actually doing well in resources right now. Meanwhile, with another push down south, looks like they gained a little more ground. They knocked out the MG. Weirdly placed for the MG to be right there, but alright. I would rather have him in heavy cover, kind of guarding this whole area, but whatever. Incendiary grenade pushes the conscripts out of cover, but there's too many men. He did lose 2 squads of conscripts. I will point that out. He had 4 at one point. MG's going to suppress, but we have shock troops right over here. I could easily see a flank coming in on this angle, doing a lot of damage. We have American forces coming on in, but a simple... I love how he's using this as cover. That's great. We do have smoke there coming in, so that will be a big issue. He doesn't have any troops to send at the moment. MG's kind of going to redeploy. Smart idea. Come on, MG, you got this. Now, we know he has grenades because he used smoke. So if he throws a grenade on this, it could die. Run! Run away! Oh, good. He made it out just in time. Whew. Another second, he would have been a goner. A half-track coming in as well. Looks like Ghostly's going to have to refocus on left. We still have the Verkadmorpher over here. Cannot wait. I like the evil tribble placing mines. Thank you for being defensive. Again, you don't always have to attack the enemy through your side. Rather, just keeping making sure the enemy cannot attack your side is also equally important. But we can see here the Soviet is pushing, but at least he's making sure, like, okay, when all my infantry gets eventually pushed back, and then when they get pushed back, my entire side is open for a massive push, then at least there's something stopping a massive assault like that. We do have Minesweepers by Ghostly. Does Ocean Man have Minesweepers? He has the ability to go Minesweepers. He doesn't have them active. He doesn't have them deployed right now. Meanwhile, another push for mid. I'll give the Axis credit. They are doing a decent job at holding mid, which is good. It's very good in that regard. I'm glad. We do have support guns opening fire, versing the heavy mortar and such. The problem, though, is the fact that we got Katyusha already with 13 kills. That's pretty sweet. And it's probably going to open fire against the double support gun literally next to each other. And that bunker did not last very long. Sniper, 16 kills. Not too shabby. Might try to get another one on the way out. They're going to try. Gets the shot. Good job, sniper. Usually on a retreat, the sniper has tendency to miss. Good hit. Meanwhile, we have a half-track coming on in. I'm actually a little bit surprised that we haven't seen any, like... we haven't seen any caches go down for additional resources. Because it looks like the Axis are down a lot. Like, they're down 2.5 of their fuel compared to the Allies. We have additional mines. I think these mines are badly placed. They're on the middle of a frontline war zone. Over here would have been a lot better because that would have stopped like this engineer squad from moving on in. Or pioneer squad, sorry. A half-track moving in and then deciding no. I hope he saw the AT gun because, yeah, that's the reason. Also, I just realized there's an S minefield here. I have no idea when the Soviets had time to... I'm sorry, Soviets Axis had time to place that, but good for them. Good for them. That's at least stopping the infantry from rushing up against the line that is... barely clinging together. Shlomo has lost 2 units in the artillery barrages so far. I could easily see him losing more, especially with him hanging around his point. And that's the problem with forward bases, is the fact that artillery will just focus that location and just do an incredible amount of damage. Meanwhile, Stern Pioneer's coming in. He does have minesweepers. Did he seriously get rid of all the mines? Wow, that's close to 90 munitions that were just absorbed. Wow, okay, the fact that the German had time to clear up the mines and then, like, leave relatively unharmed is hilarious. Rakenwerfer moving on up, trying desperately not to hit the mine. He's decapping the fuel, but unfortunately there are shock troops there, so I feel like he might be in a position where if he notices that point being decapped, I would even take it, just decap it. But it could be very bad, indeed. Any case. Shock troops moving on in. Both squads kind of on standby. And, like, he kind of... I guess he wanted to throw the incendiary grenade, but he just got murdered so quickly by the stuff here. It's like, yeah, never mind. I thought he was waiting for a big push or something, but no, he just sent that in to die. Oh my god, you have a medical right here. The Germans are literally setting themselves up to fail. By the amount of forward bases they have. On this map, it's not very far to walk. Like, I don't mind having a base, but use it as a reinforced point, not as a forward retreat point, because then artillery and such will murder you. Shock troops coming in. Again, they're going to squad wipe. Oh, wow, he's very lucky. We have artillery raining down already here. Shock troops opening fire. Actually managing to push them back. They're retreating here, so the shock troops literally can move up and kill them, but I guess... Oh, no, never mind. The artillery will deal with that. And Oceanman now has... nothing. He has nothing stopping this entire Soviet front from moving in to murder him. Oh boy. So Allies trying to put pressure on the Axis line, but for some reason falling back. I guess that MG was enough to scare them. Sure, why not? If you're gonna be a Su-85, can keep popping shots. Oh no, they have zeroing. Okay, never mind. Well, I mean, even with that, you could probably have maneuvered him. Oh, no, it's too risky. Yeah, pulling back would have been the smarter move. That's my bad on that, Mart. Any case. Alright, let's see. Shock troops still doing pretty well at holding him back. Meanwhile, it looks like Axis forces are still holding mid, actually, quite well. Mines are going down, but that's a bad time to place down mines. Again, place down mines when you're not under fire. Put it, like, over here. Like, that would be a good place. Oh, my God. You are detected! Run! I like how he capped it. He should have just decapped it and walked back. I don't know. Moving back here, he might have been okay. I don't know. I love the S-35 backing up. He's like, oh, if we didn't have to retreat, we'd shoot you right now. There's another one. Yeah, pretty much Oceanman has no army left. That's zeroing was his last effort to hold the line. Shock Troop's still doing quite well with 18 kills. Meanwhile, Grenadiers on standby over here. More mine. Oh, God. Well, okay, decent mortar. Not mortar. Support gun hit. Knocked out a bit of health there. Possible. Oh, they're falling back. Again, guy in heavy, decent cover. Grenade takes him out, though. Nice grenade. We have now Ghostly Shadow with Jaeger armor, so we have an elephant. That's a good counter. The IC-152. So right now, the Axis, it's about even. The only thing I would say is the fact that they need to make sure their recon's good with zeroing, and they should be able to knock out enemy artillery, because they're all probably going to be grouped up over here, like almost guaranteed. So a good zeroing artillery could knock out a ton of artillery very quickly. Katyusha up the Vet 2 with 22 kills. Very, very nice. We have more allied forces kind of pushing on in. Volk squad's pushing them back. We have, what is that? Oh, Cervix strike, okay. Oh god, detonating the mines too. Run, man, run! Airstrike coming in, doing a decent job on the infantry. Heavy mortars, well, a lot of shock troops this game. Jesus Christ. That's very difficult to fight as... But just as the Wehrmacht gets tough because you don't necessarily have, like, really good infantry to hold them off. Like, I know a lot of people say Grenadiers are amazing, but Grenadiers still have hard times fighting shock troops close range. Even Panzer Grenadiers won't hold them back. So, what do you... Oh, nice, but it looks like the sniper used a, where is it? Oh, there we go. Shot to kind of suppress them. Grenade going off might kill one model. Does, okay. But anyway, so the thing I was mentioning about that was the fact that the... Oh, damn, not the sniper! He was so young! He was only Vet 2. I wanted him to see Vet 3. Damn it. Anyway, Katyusha opening fire. Son of a bitch. Artillery. Once again, more artillery. Jesus Christ. I mean, this map, it makes sense to go artillery, to be 100% honest. You are dealing with a map that is very small, so artillery can do wonders. Plane strikes keep crashing into this area. But still, it does kind of suck that the enemy is focusing so much on artillery. It would probably be best if Ghostly Shadow, which, by the way, could get armor, but isn't. He's saving up for the elephant, which is annoying because of the fact that if he deploys an elephant, it's not necessarily going to help him out. The allies don't exactly have a lot of frontline armor. They have an Su-85. That's pretty much it. Maybe he could snipe the priest or something, but the priest is most likely going to counter barrage a big, heavy, stationary tank that's not going to move. So that's an issue. Meanwhile, allied forces pushing in on right. Again, this guy's barely clinging on to dear life. And yeah, he's going to fall back now. Su-85 pushing him back. More mines in this sector. Evil Tribble is just slowly pressing upon Oceanmon, and we could even see this entire flank fall. His Panzer headquarters is the last chance to hold the line. But with that Su-85, okay, being repaired, it'll be a little bit of time, but if that thing comes back, that Panzer headquarters is definitely in for a rude awakening. There is some troops, and he is really close to his base, so it's not that far of a walk, but still, he needs additional support. It would be helpful if they could actually deploy armor and go around. Does he have all the buildings? He does, so he could probably save up for a king. Maybe that could work. He only has one Su-85 right now, and a lot... Does he have AT grenades? He does. He has a lot of vetted troops, by the way. Good job, Evil Tribble. You're not knockoff in my arms. Or my head, I guess. Yes. Any case, what do we got here? More, again, a lot of artillery all in this row. But hey, I mean, it's not that bad, I guess. Because, again, if the Axis can get around and knock out this artillery, they can do a lot of damage. And like really just systematically destroy the entire allied like push. Like they wouldn't have much momentum if all the artillery and all their gains are gone. We have more, again, lots of S minefields, which is good and bad. It's great for holding back infantry. It's bad when the artillery is raining down and you're walking over it. Then you have a good chance of being blown to Kingdom Come by your own mines. Decent rifle grenade does some damage. Oh, good kill by the support gun. Very nice. Okay. Close range Katyusha almost kills his own men, but it's fine. Misses the squads though, and because they have no frontline troops to really hold back infantry, the infantry is just literally going to walk up. They have a second priest being made, and that does have a machine gun, but it's not as effective as you might think. Su-80, I'm sorry. No, he's not Panzerfausting. Okay, I thought I was going to Panzerfaust the Su-85, but I guess that's not the case. Okay. Meanwhile, we have additional forces pushing up. Volk squad maybe just hiding. Oh, no, getting in the building, open fire. We'll do some decent damage against the MG, I think. Additional forces staying back. They have a bunker right now. They're like, just hold the line, please. Su-85 doing exactly what I said they would do and open fire. We have an IL-2 bomb strike coming in. So, say goodbye to this thing. Yeah, IL-2 bomb strike's pretty damn good at killing stuff that's fortified in a single area. So, you know, pretty cool in that regard. Meanwhile, it looks like we have Incendiary coming in, right? No, it's not Incendiary. What is it? It's Cervix strike. God, lots of Cervix. Oh, wait, no, it's an artillery. It's a time on target. I was wrong. I apologize. Anyway, luckily the German infantry just doesn't give a fuck. Well, now they do, because they're being murdered. Oh, good grenade. Wow! Corey, that was some good timing with the grenade. You knew exactly where he's going to retreat to with that grenade and knocked him out. Unfortunately, your own troops are getting hit by Katusha, but that's fine. We ignore the friendly fire. Anyway, Axis forces are trying to hold the line the best they can. But, yeah, I mean, at least they're holding 2 victory points. Give them credit where credit's due. Unfortunately, though, the Allies... so the Axis have, like, low 40s, and the Allies are in, like, 80s. So, yeah, the Axis currently have half the army the Allies do, in perspective. And right now, one of their players specifically is being utterly destroyed. Evil Trib will bring up the IS-152 to continue long-range warfare. We have a Jagdpanzer moving in, but that's not even going to be enough, in my opinion, to really hold that stuff back. And right now, Shlomo is currently doesn't really have an army. Like, they're seriously being beaten back. Yeah, this game's not going to go on much longer. Oh, I missed the shot. You really need to hit. Oh, God, the building goes. There goes any MG or anything you had in there. Oh, man, I'm sorry, man. You tried. IS-85, keep it on the pressure. It's just a slow... Again, it's just a slow push, and the Allies are doing it very effectively. They're also artying the they're artying the hard points. So right now, pretty much all of the Axis doesn't really have that much to keep holding. Now, I'm assuming Oceanman... Okay, here we go. Yep, we got King. Now, will this King save the day or be artied to death? Now, that's the question. Speaking of that, we have a King putting pressure on the Su-85. Gets a great hit. Knocks out the main gun, actually. And we have a couple of PyroShark force as well. We have tons of mines here, so we need minesweepers. There's still additional shock troop stuff you have to worry about. Nice bounce! King Tiger does not care. MG-42 equipped it with the King as well, so we can definitely hold. Now, we have an Su-85 smartly hiding on the island, opening fire, and I like the minesweepers cleaning everything up. King putting pressure, pushing back the IC-152. Su-85 needs repairs, and looks like he's going to try to get that done as soon as possible. Shock troops moving in to provide support. This King is holding the line, but it can't do so much longer. He's stopping the Allied charge, but if the Allies put enough pressure on that King, it's going to die. Shock troops just murdering the Volk squads. ISU-152 missing the shot on the King. It was a good counterattack, I'll give him that, but overall, it's just making the Allies more determined to keep the pressure going. And right now, it looks like they're going to put pressure over here. Although, the Verkenwerfer, it's currently moving up. The problem is, the thing is currently being undetected, so it's going to move at like a quarter of the speed it normally would. Elephant's now been deployed, so that will help push back a lot of the Allied armor. And it does have the scope, so it can see long range. It's been decrewed. That could be a good Axis tool if they can grab it, or, you know, decommission it for resources. Or, no, just kill it. That's fine. So right now we have an Elephant. Brought to you by Ghostly. We have Shlomo with a Jagdpanzer. He has enough where I assume he could start building artillery if he wanted to. That could help counteract a lot of the enemy artillery. I would just say put the artillery way far back and try to get to Vet 1 so you can just keep counter-barraging. Like, just that natively will eventually do enough damage and maybe get a free Katusha kill or something. But then, of course, you have to worry about, let's say, recon going out from the Allies from a major and then being, you know, IL-2 bombed. But right now the Allies currently have 3 Katushas and I believe 2 priests still. Yeah, 2 priests plus the mortar half-track. Although that's a mortar, not really heavy artillery. Though it's still decently effective. Again, it's still technically artillery, but like my brother and I did with our recent like artillery focus video, we didn't really count it because it's just different. It's just, in my opinion, it's a mortar. And a mortar, while it's definitely like a artillery unit, it's not like the heavy caliber stuff that you can see on these buildings and stuff other deploy, like a mattress even. But in any case, artillery is currently hitting the yeah, they're definitely putting, like, again, they're hitting the outskirts, but Axis are once again pushing on in. Allies, again, you have heavy cover, use the heavy cover. It's like, god damn. In any case, currently increasing the light because my cat's going into the blinds. Thanks, cat. Really just interrupting my picture. Meanwhile, Axis forces trying desperately to push on in. We have an Elephant moving back to mid, and that's putting pressure on the Sherman and their armor, respectively, pushing back the artillery. They have additional tank destroyers, but they're going to need something more concentrated if they really want to push back the enemy. Meanwhile, we have the King Tiger up north. Seems to be putting a lot of pressure on the Soviet forces. He did lay a lot of mines, so I don't think he's going to be able to necessarily advance very quickly. I think if he does, he's going to be knocked out. Plus, it's not like these guys are like low on manpower reserves. They have a decent amount of resources they can fall back on, where the Axis are scrounging up anything they possibly can just to keep the fight going. Morpher just hiding in wait. If he gets recon, he could hit that Su-85, maybe even detonate the mine if it's lucky. Anyway, we got Panther now in mid. Okay, finally a fast attack, like finally a vehicle deployed that is like good at like ambushing. Like you can easily send this thing in for a good push against the enemy. You don't want to do that against two Su-85s, but you do want to do that if you maybe come around the corner down here with minesweepers, of course, because otherwise you're gonna die. Yeah, excuse me. But looks like we have a teller mine down here. More mine. You actually don't even waste the teller mine. Put an S minefield here. It covers more distance, and the breakage on the ice will cause stuff to fall through. S-285 being very ballsy with its low health. And again, you can see here the allies are doing exactly what I thought they would do. They're focusing all their artillery fire to focus on the elephant. Now this elephant is holding. It's doing what it can, but we do have Sternbeck strikes coming in. We have artillery coming in. Jesus Christ, like, just back up. Just back up. Whatever you do, don't stop backing up. God damn, all the allied artillery and the elephant managed to live. Good job, elephant. Good micro on that. Meanwhile, this thing, I would say it's their only hope, but it's one of their best chances to fight the tank destroyers. I'll give them that. We can see in the distance the ISU 152 is still going at them. Luckily, the King is engaging. S-285 coming in, but again, Elephant could be in clear lines. A large tank destroyer front, but King Tiger is holding his own for the time being, but can't really take too many more hits. He needs reinforcements. So luckily, the Jagdpanzer is coming in to assist. We have the S-285s continuing to put pressure. King Tiger pulling back, now blitzing, trying to get the hell out of there. Could get another hit or two. Does, and actually a very destructive hit. Unfortunately, S-285 hit the cache more than hitting that thing. The Jagdpanzer going in, might get a kill. You know what? Never mind. You know what? I would fall that thing back like right now. Missed the shot, damn it. Panther also falling back. Artillery hitting that entire area. Anywhere there's like there's a building, just stay away from it. They realized it. And I do like how it's like, okay, I'm not going to go to that building. We get 3 Sturm Pioneers. We're just going to focus them on healing. And we're going to get this king up and running as soon as freaking possible. Meanwhile, the elephant is back up and healed because of his Pioneer group, which is good. And right now, you can see here, there is an American push down south. However, it seems like most of that's fallen through. The minefield specifically is what's killing them. I don't know how the hell the Germans are getting this much munitions. It seems like they're just not using specials, and instead they're just using their munitions on minefields, and specifically the S minefield, which seems to be working out pretty damn well. So I'll give credit where credit is due in that regard. However, and something I will point out is simply that if you do that, then you have to watch out for artillery coming down and blowing up the minefield and killing your own men. So, you know, risk-reward type scenario, I guess. But, again, allies have this in the bag. They have 2 points down. They attempt to go for a third to speed up the process, but they simply can't do that yet. I feel like this American player needs more frontline troops. He doesn't have a decent amount of munitions, and I still will criticize the fact, I criticized it for the Germans, but the Germans rectified it. They put down caches to try to, you know, get more resources where they could. The Allies only still have 1 cache. Initially they gained the lead in caches, but the Germans are now creaming them. And we can see now, resource-wise, the Germans are not far behind. Fuel-wise, they're still down, don't get me wrong, but munition-wise, they're actually not bad. Meanwhile, again, this King Tiger is at 26 kills, just getting kill after kill after kill. He's doing a very good job using that King defensively. Even though he's doing it in an aggressive posture, he's making sure that he never pushes, he never charges it in a situation where he knows he can get the king out in one piece. Now we have 3 goddamn priests. We have so much artillery currently raining down against the Germans. And you know what? Again, it's a good idea to use these priests to keep hitting targets, but let's see what targets they are hitting. So the priest is currently firing. They're hitting the medical building, and they're hitting over here, which again makes sense. You want to kill the Panzer headquarters. We have the normal artillery right outside the base. Not a bad idea. And this artillery needs to maybe start counter-firing this area. Meanwhile, once again, even with his IS-152, which got 13 kills, he's still holding this area off pretty well against two Germans. Two German players. It looks like, though, that the mines have either detonated or have been detected. I wonder, did he... No, he has both Panzerschrecks. Oh, no, he has a Minesweeper. He just fell back to base. So maybe he picked them up. Double Su-85s, though, could come around the flank and do a lot of damage, although they need infantry support if they're going to fight that. The King Tiger has been pinned. I'm assuming that's from the Elephant. Yes, it is. He did the target weak point, which kind of, like, stops it. Oh, my God. He's so close to being detonated by that mine. Panzerfaust being shot. Oh, my God. Why did you turn around? And the Elephant... Oh, my God. Right up the keister, and there he goes. Oh, boy. There goes the their best unit. Meanwhile, with enough AT, they knock out an Su-85. He's going to recrew it. I think it's a bad... Oh, no, he's not. Is he going to just leave it there? You're going to kill it, aren't you? No, he's focusing on the engineers. I thought he was going to kill it. He might actually keep it. He's moving up a little too far ahead of those minesweepers. I think they're going to detonate. Yeah, they're going to detonate. There's more mines. Dude, there's more mines. He's going to get a free Su-85, it looks like. So, Axe is coming back strong. They knocked out most of Evil Tribble's armor. He's getting more, and he saved that 3-1. But dear lord, he's coming back. The Axis have pretty much taken back a majority of their side, and actually captured some decent armor. I love this idea, the fact there's going to be an Su-85 next to a Jagdpanzer. So we finally can find out the age-old question: which one's better? In my opinion, it's the Su-85. You know, a lot of people love the Jagdpanzer, and I give. And again, that's your opinion. But I feel like the Su-85 overall is just a better long range. Like if you're trying to hit something long range, you're gonna do it. If you want to ambush something coming in closer range, the Jagdpanzer is for you. But in any case, a lot of freaking Katyushas on ice. Apparently, I missed that. Luckily, something hits it from afar. Maybe the support gun, which is hilarious. It did that much damage to it, but freaking fire a mortar shell directly into the pretty much the front of a Katyusha, and it's like, yeah, I can see why it did damage. Meanwhile, Sherman opening fire, pushing back the infantry. Artillery is currently hitting the entire area. Elephant is currently being healed up to Vet 2. Very, very nice. Minesweepers clearing out the mines in this sector. Again, it seems like the the Allies right now, main goal is to win this game via victory points. Because they've tried to crush the German spirit, but they can't. They haven't broken it yet. The German lines have faltered greatly, but they have not broken. They've bent, but they've not, like, also, why'd you do... Yeah, I think that was a bit of a waste. I think you could have just had a kill with the infantry. Zeroing's coming in. I don't know where. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming here. They use recon. It's teamwork. We have teamwork. Recon with zeroing. I've never thought I would see the day. I'm so happy. We have an Axis team that decides, you know what? It'll be best if we work together. Zeroing, pushing all of this stuff forward, and we have tank destroyers now opening fire. Jagdpanzer, get a final shot. It does. And hurts the Su-85. Meanwhile, Katyusha is down. The stuff on the ice has been destroyed. Priests are being obliterated because they're firing right now. This one, I'm surprised, isn't been under fire. Su-85s cannot escape. They have to keep pushing, doing damage against the one Su-85 stolen by the Axis. We have a Stormvik strike coming in against the infantry. Will do some damage, but Su-85 got Panzerfausted. Knocks out the Su-85, so they did do damage. The Jagdpanzer and Su-85 are both dead. Meanwhile, Stuka's falling back. King Tiger and Panther are all, like, currently in need of repairs. Nice job with the IL-2 bomb strikes, knocking out those buildings. That is definitely a loss for the Germans. Units falling back, but again, the ice is very... Oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna die. Yep. Oh no, it's a bazooka. I thought it was a Panzer Strike, but no, he's picked up a bazooka. Sure, why not? Panzer Strike, sorry, Stormvik Strike coming on in. Katyusha firing close range, pushing back the infantry. Su-85 probably should get the hell out of there. And overall, that was it. The Germans lost a lot, but the Allies lost a hell of a lot more. He lost, I think, at least one Katyusha and a lot of his men. Silly lost, a lot of his men. He got... How's the trip to Pound Town? Says the Soviet member. I'm assuming they're back-talking because they think they're winning. But overall, population-wise, it's actually a lot more even. Yeah, it's a lot more even. The Axis have gained over this time. I would say they're easily like upper 50s to low 60s. Well, the Allies are currently in the probably upper 60s. So it's a lot closer than you might think. And a lot of it's artillery, which this elephant's now like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm going to kill this stuff. So this elephant, by the way, has a spawning scope range of about that far, which is why he can hit a lot of this stuff from such great distances. Now, unfortunately, they have no infantry to protect it right now, but we'll see how things go in the future. Shock troops coming in, trying to knock out that Volk squad. ISU-152. Again, he got a new one. Now protected by an AT gun. Definitely trying to keep the Axis back. We're actually next to the Axis base. But the problem is the Axis also, we can see here, this guy has the OKW has no additional buildings, and this guy only has his Panzer headquarters left. The OKW have lost all their buildings over the course of this game. Hell, we don't even have their artillery anymore. It died. Stuka raining fire down, gets a nice shot on those shock troops, and pretty much destroys all the water here, which also stops the Axis from being able to push over the water, and it forces them across. So, more recon going overhead. We can see zeroing. He has 700 munitions. Shlomo has really not done all that much. And again, if another zeroing comes in, I could see a lot more armor dying. Su-85 is kind of pushing in. Elephant, though, great hit on the Katyusha and manages to push them back. Meanwhile, it looks like we have an ISU-152 going a little bit too balls deep. Unfortunately, he has an Su-85 and an AT gun protecting him. Mine hits the Panther. Dude, stop pushing up with your Panthers without minesweepers. Jesus. Anyway, Panther trying to get a couple kills. ISU-152 is pissed, but the Elephant's trying to help out his comrade. And Panther is going to get out of there, looks like in one piece. Meanwhile, the Elephant gets a great hit on the ISU-152, kills it, and the Elephant's going to continue to put pressure on. Time on target barrage coming in, hitting the Elephant, but it misses. Meanwhile, we have a King. 40 kills, almost vet 3, now advancing. And he's pissed, and he's backed up, though, by infantry support, pushing on in to try to help them out. Su-85 trying to come in to help kill this Elephant. It's not going to be enough. AT from the infantry is going to be enough to knock that sucker out. And the King Tiger knocked out the AT gun. Very little in terms of AT now in this sector. Su-85 is now dead. Infantry, though, having trouble with the shock troops. Smartly staying the hell away from those, from the King Tiger. Meanwhile, the King does not give a flying fuck and advancing, knocking out the additional Su-85. King Tiger now going to turn around and put pressure on those shock troops. Meanwhile, though, we're not done yet. We got 2 more Su-85s moving in to hit them on the flank. Su-85 is coming on in. King Tiger showing its rear, and that's rear armor, so it's going to do a lot more damage. But Su-85, instead of going for the prize, decides to go after the biggest issue, the biggest sticking point in this game, which is a dumb move. The Elephant is more protected, and the King Tiger, now fully rotated back on front, is going to go full steam ahead against the Su-85s. And by God, these guys better get the hell out of there. Engineers trying to hold the line, but it's a flamethrower against a giant tank. You're not gonna hold that thing back. Panther support now coming on in. Elephant support now coming on in, and another armored unit has unfortunately, not gone well. Anyway, so now we have 2 Su-85s now. Silly Snow still has all of his priests. Anna Jackson, no Sherman. I believe he lost that earlier. He's decent amount of infantry is pushing on right, but right now this Jackson really needs to come over to help on right to fight that Oswin and whatnot. But Ghostly is coming in to help recapture this territory. He might be having trouble holding it, but he's at least fighting over it. And that's the thing I will say is the Germans are giving the Allies hell, and they're not letting the Allies simply just walk all over them. Remember, they have a quarter of the map under their control, yet somehow the Allies are throwing this, and I'll explain why. As good as these Allies are saying they are, and how like, oh my God, we're wrecking the Axis, no cash, no cash. You will be having more resources, more support if you had those caches. You want more time on target? You want all that stuff? Have more caches. You have a lot of territory, but you need those caches. And right now, when you are at pop cap, and you are a pop cap for some of you, you need to put down caches to get those additional resources. Maybe not fuel, but munitions. Munitions, you always want to be, in my reason, 50s. I like being in the 50s with munitions. It's a good flow. King Tiger, though, coming in. Although over ice, very risky, very risky. Always see that, and I quiver a little bit. S-25, at the wrong place at the wrong time. Could have probably knocked that, sunk that king. Any case, S-25 by itself, and while this king has Minesweeper support, has AT support, doing very well. Sternvik Strike coming in along with this, Katusha Fire. King Tiger now at Vet 4, but all of his infantry support's now gone. His best chance to get the hell out of there and back up. Sternvik Strike doing a lot of damage to them on the retreat. King Tiger, though, backing on up, sees this, blitzing the hell out of there, and actually trying to help out his allies who are retreating. Very nice. Decent shot, but definitely misses it. Nice idea of hitting the shock troops, though it looks like this Panther and the Sturms will open fire and try to hold them back, and actually manages to do so. Meanwhile, the Axis are no longer hemorrhaging. They have their side. They're putting down bunker support. To be 100% honest, I think that they should keep a Panther or something here just to hold, because or not Panther. Maybe do you still have the Ostwind? Yeah, keep the Ostwind over here to stop the infantry from just rolling on in. Maybe have a Panther flank around, because right now we still have all three priests opening fire. Though it looks like a large infantry push in mid, and this priest might be outranged by the elephant, which you really have to watch out for. Or at least in that stage. The priest is longer range. It's just, it's like the elephant's closing in, so the priest's like, nope, 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 fall back. You have to stay back. Meanwhile, we have, once again, this Panther charging. Bad idea. I see a bazooka team hitting that and a AT grenade, like, being fired. I'm actually surprised that, okay, no AT grenade. Cool. Artillery once again coming on in. I'm assuming that's Corey. Yep, with his Vet 3, Katusha. 56 kills. Nothing to sneeze at, by the way. Nothing to sneeze at. 59, sorry, with 2 vehicle kills. The Allies are still, by the way, even though I've been denouncing the Allies a lot, they're still holding this territory, though it's becoming thinner and thinner and thinner of a line that they're actually holding. Like, they're doing damage, but they're not killing, because we can see right now the Allies, oh, this guy's overpopulation, okay. Yeah, he's doing that thing where he's like decrewing it to recrew it. So yeah, it's not, the Allies are dumb and like they don't know tactics. They are. Sturm Pioneers coming in, lots of AT support. Only thing is they don't have a lot to fight shock troops, but doesn't really matter. The King Tiger should focus. Also should probably focus on Spearhead. I think that would be a lot better for doing a lot more damage. But in any case, Sturm's trying to come in to push back the S-25s, which are desperately trying to be healed right now. Lots of infantry dying from that King Tiger, which is ripping them to shreds. We're at 63 kills right now for that King Tiger. By the way, let's not denounce this elephant, by the way, with 7 kills, and most of them are vehicles, 5 vehicles in total. That's a pretty damn good elephant. We have artillery coming down. I'm assuming he tried to hit something, but again, it's dumb to do that on a frontline unit because the enemy can see there is smoke. If you do it on the back where the enemy is away or not paying attention, you're more likely to. So, for example, if I click on this elephant and look at follow camera, you can see right now, we look on Ghostly, where he's maneuvering and where he's looking at right now. So if we look at the Fog of War, what he sees, we can see that he was busy kind of focusing on left. And he's kind of jumping around trying to get everything. He has actually pretty good reaction time. But any case, he's not looking at his elephant right now. So now, while he's busy on this left front, again, it would be a good time to do artillery or something over here. If that kind of makes sense. But yeah, the Axis are trying, and they're actually doing it, again, they're doing a good job. They're putting a lot of pressure in mid. So let's see what, like, Shlomo's doing. Shlomo's, yeah, focusing on his Panther, trying to focus on mid. And they have a lot of manpower, at least that guy does. Ocean Man is busy trying to get his king. Again, they're focusing on these units right now. So, and that's because that's where their army is. So I'm going to stop following the camera before my audience is like, I'm getting dizzy. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, you need to hit stuff where the enemy is not expecting it. So a great example would be, right now you have artillery just hitting this front, all right? So right now, if you know you're putting, if the guy's fighting over here and you're doing like this big engagement, tell your ally, let me know where the elephant is, I'll hit it. Like, again, just analyze where that is. Now, that's hard to do, I know. But just a simple way would be, okay, do a recon, what's in the back? Okay, the back, there's the elephant not moving, not really paying attention. Right now, most of his infantry's over here, so he's probably not paying attention to that. Now call it in. you have a much higher likelihood than the elephant being maneuvered on the front and then you call it right down on him. But in any case, King Tiger advancing straight forward because I guess he just doesn't care. Also, a lot of the American infantry is now gone. And again, he doesn't exactly have... Yeah, he's near pop cap, so we'll see how that goes. He's probably going to decrew these Jacksons, I assume. Priests open fire. 18 kills, not bad. But the rest of them really don't have many. Infantry support coming in. Lots of Panzer Shreks opening fire. Enough of them, and the Jackson should meet its maker. It's definitely being pushed back. Katusha now coming in, I want to say. Yep. Pushing back the infantry. Get some good hits. Elephant, though. I'm sorry, an elephant. King Tiger now does not give a fuck, though. He's charging. The Panthers charging. Axis are finally going in to kill that artillery. And oh boy, this should be an interesting push. They are advancing. We have one priest in sight. Jackson's also barely alive in the back. Kills the unit. We have Su-85 hitting them on the flank. A lot of infantry is far behind. Probably need more support. Panther coming in. Trying to kill another one, I assume. This could be a good place for zeroing, honestly. They're all clumped up. Artillery could really wreck the house on that. But King Tiger is continuing its advance. Hitting the mortar half-track. Panther, though, did die. He's support Panther. Although it looks like the Panther is his own Panther is taking most of the damage. King Tiger's relatively fine. Again, I feel like Spearhead would be a lot better. Again, just for idea of what Spearhead does. We can see here has faster rotation and a longer sight range. So, I don't know. I think it would have been better for him instead of just pushing forward. I get it if he's stuck at that, but you don't want to advance the King that far in. Oh no. King Tiger, no! No! That was a Vet 5! I mean, that was a hell of a push. They definitely massacred a lot of the Allied forces. And they're continuing the elephant's still here, though, and continuing to put pressure. But, like, in case to put in, like, context of how much shit was lost, even though that priest is just decrewed, this guy had 2 Jacksons, a Sherman, and 3 priests. So, yeah, 2 Jacksons, 3 priests, and a Sherman along with infantry. He now has none of that. Okay, he has a priest in the back, which he can re-heal, but I feel like this guy, yeah, this guy's gonna kill it. So, Red just lost his entire army. Or, like, probably 60% of his army, and he's using his reserves to get, like, 10% of it back. Well, a good shot killing the Su-85. Infantry support coming in to help him out. Great shot, again, reversing the armor. Allies just having issues, and I love this guy's like, I'm just gonna get that back this fuel so I can get another king out. And you know what? Shlomo is very close to getting another king, and I'm assuming the same thing can be said for Ocean Man. Never mind, he has no fuel. Take that back, I'm sorry. God, Ocean Man, you were being beaten so badly, then you came back to be one of my favorite players this game. Thank you. Oh, boy. Elephant pulling on back. Axis forces took a large amount of territory and ton of damage to the Allies. So the Axis are not out of the woods yet. But the thing I will say is they do need to capture some territory. And also minesweep, but to be honest, that was a really good push. Now they just need to hold against the Allied counterattack. They have a Stuka coming down. I'm assuming it's going to hit the infantry or the AT. Okay, a little bit of the armor, a little of the infantry. Not really the AT guns, but it's fine. They still have some infantry and MGs to hold up, and I like how they're still like the Maxim. That's pretty funny in my book. Also providing fire support to stop the infantry from coming in. Storms as well. Right now, the Allies really don't have that much. They have a Jackson, they have an Su-85. Vet 3 Katusha is still up and still doing pretty well. Evil Tribble has his Su-85s, but he doesn't really... His repair rate's incredibly slow right now. He needs more engineers to speed this sucker up. But yeah, another Jackson bit it from the Elephant, continuing to put a lot of pressure on the Allies. Again, armor is like toys. Oh my god. Yeah, he's like just popping them up left and right. Oh god. He's literally just opening them up like a tin can, just all over the place. It's bad. Oh my god. Any case, Panzer Grenadiers are doing pretty damn well, pushing those suckers back. Artillery raining down, doing quite a bit of damage. Looks like killing some infantry. Very nice. But, again, I don't think it's going to help the Allies win this game. We have artillery raining down here? We do. Artillery's currently... That's going to be that's going to demoralize the enemy. Just having that ping saying, your base is under attack, just constantly. Oh, God. Silly Snowy has been replaced. Yeah, he sees the artillery hitting his base, like, F this. God. And I was going to say, like, the Allies, for the most part, were being cocky until that very end where they started being like... They started saying some stuff. I'm like, yeah, you're going to jinx yourself a bit. But that was, again, they had tons of artillery hitting them, tons of tank destroyers. Like, overall, the Axis, if they lost that, it would have made perfect sense. But they held their ground. They, for the most part, kept their stuff relatively alive. They did lose quite a bit, but, like, overall, they just, like, tried to reorganize and regroup, and they held the defensive line very well. For the amount of artillery that was used, I feel like it was just kind of like the Battle of Britain, where the Germans bombed London, but they didn't do as much damage as initially seen, or shown. So for context, the entire Battle of Britain, like, I think it was like 40 to 50,000 civilians died in the ensuing, like, bombing. But then, like, in one bombing raid during the bombing raids on Port of Hamburg, the Allies did way more damage because they were a lot more coordinated with their bombing strikes and everything. I mean, technology did advance a little bit during that time, so maybe that played a little bit more of a part. But the Allies specifically were like, okay, we're going to focus here, here, and here, while the Germans were like, just bomb everything. Don't really go for any sector specifically, just keep bombing stuff. And, well, that didn't work out. And it didn't work out in this case. They bombed the Germans pretty damn well, but they didn't put the final nail in the coffin. They just busted out of that thing and proceeded to kill everyone around them. But in any case, yeah, Soviet forces trying to hold the line with whatever they have left. And that's very little. Elephant, though, still there, still putting pressure on the Allies. MG's still trying to hold the line. We have artillery coming down with what's left of the Soviet artillery. Time on target coming down. But he sees that and he's just going to pull him back. Guys, he's microing the elephant. You saw him microing it. So, I'm sorry, IL-2 bomb strike. Yeah, that was a dumb move. Like, I don't know. It probably would have been better against this Stuka that's just hanging out in the back. But, anyway. Recon's also overhead, so they can see everything the Allies have. And while the Allies are giving it everything they currently have, the Germans are literally decapping everything up to their base. So, yeah. Not going well in that regard. Meanwhile, this big push isn't amounting to much. It's kind of like a clusterfuck, honestly. Stern Pioneers are killing infantry. Infantry support's not really coming over. It's like how do I put this? It's like Mussolini when he told the Italians to just to push over into Britain, to British territory. But the problem was that he's like, okay, how would you like to do it? I don't care, just push. So you just saw like this massive push from the Italians into British territory, and again the British were like, hold on, let me use the battlefield to my advantage, and literally just kept encircling all the Italians until, like, I think it was 250,000 Italians yeah, a 250,000 like Italian army, like half of them ended up surrendering. It's like, Jesus Christ. But in any case, let's go over this game, shall we? Ghostly, you did great with your elephant. And Oceanmon, fantastic job with your king. Shlom, you did pretty good holding the line. And although I feel like with your death rate, you could definitely tell that oh boy, you maybe sacrificed a bit too much for just these random pushes. Luckily, the other two guys did have infantry support and stuff like that, so they were able to make up for the lack of it by Shlomo. Tons of kills with the Volk squads for who was it? Oceanmon? No, sorry, didn't even look at Oceanmon. I was looking at the other guy. 20,000 damage for the king, 87. Remember, he only deployed, I think, one. I think he only deployed one king, right? Was one King Tiger? Yeah, you only deployed one, so that's damn good efficiency. Meanwhile, Ghostly, I'm assuming your best unit was the Elephant, with 38,000 damage and 12 kills. Damn good job in that regard. And then, good job with the Panzer Grenadiers. Like, eventually you did come back with a bit more of a front line, though, and with a lot more vetted men. So, again, under that much artillery, I'm very happy to see that you were able to keep your men alive. Corey, would you have S285s? Yeah, they did pretty well. Silly Snowy, I'm assuming your priests. Yeah, 13,104 kills. Okay, here's the thing about that I will say. The 104 kills with the priest, but you did deploy 5 of them. So, yeah. You definitely using a lot more. Like, it's a lot, but then, like, and for context, like, this Stuka got 14 kills. So that's like, okay, that's okay. But remember, this guy with his Katusha had like 70 or 80 kills. So it's like one Katusha doing all that, and all your priests combined only getting like, yeah, just I don't know. For the amount of priests you had, I expected more kills. Evil Tribble, I'm assuming the SU-85s. Yep, good damage there. And you're the best unit on the best players on your side. Silly Snowy just went artillery focus, and you could tell the damage. Like, he just was not up to it. Luckily, the two Soviet players, Corey and Evil, did do a ton of damage, with Corey getting a lot more kills. Evil Tribble, man, you had a really good fighting force. You were just putting so much pressure on Ocean Man, and then Ocean Man's like, hold my beer as I come back and just save this mess. Like, literally, I don't know what the hell happened. Just, he flipped a switch and, like, literally, like a drunken master came back and just took everything out. Just good micro Han is king, and good infantry support can go a long way. But yeah, overall, this was a really good game. Goes to show the artillery will not just easily hand you the victory. You do need to still do very well with everything else. And the Germans dug in, they held, and then they countered. And they countered hard, quick, and fast, and they did a damn good job. So thank you, by the way, to Ghostly Shadow for submitting this replay. Once again, Ghostly Shadow, thank you so very much for playing and submitting this replay. Because, yeah, this was great. Just for reference, you, Ocean Man, and I'm going to say Evil Tribble were my 3 favorite players this game. Yeah, I could say that. Yeah, easily. Were probably my 3 favorite in terms of, like, strategy and tactics used. I really enjoyed that. And thank you, by the way, for, like, talking. I could tell you at least communicate with your teammate, or at least maybe a coincidence, but the fact you did recon and zeroing, it's like, thank you. At least you know what to do against artillery. But in any case, guys, that's game. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe. This has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time. Hello, everyone. I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Milam, Ace, Chris Bailey, Javi, Jfoe, Joey240, Josh, JP Vaal, jrchicklis, Little Koosh, Moustache, Onlyplayapples, PyroShark, Rifle, Sebastian, Marszalek, Sergeant McPain, Streakingwookie, WhiteHodD, GTA, Jakub, Ocwieja, Nathan, Angus, and, of course, Tim. Thank you guys so much for your amazing support. This has been Greyshot17 and my amazing patrons, and I'll see you guys next time.